Yeah, right. Good evening, welcome to the August 8th meeting of the Lowell License Commission. Secretary Nguyen, was the meeting posted?
Yes.
Number 1 on the agenda, please.
Commission consider acceptance of the meeting minutes for the meeting of July 25, 2019.
Move for approval by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, the motion carries. Next on the agenda.
First item on our meeting agenda is will the commission entertain a motion to go into an executive session regarding a matter of litigation, namely LD Holdings doing business as Bar 74 Lounge and Grill versus Lowell License Commission, a public discussion of which could have a detrimental effect on the city's position.
Let the record show that Chairman Dakota will be recusing himself from the vote as from the board. What is the wish of the body? Move for executive session by Commissioner Howe, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Howe?
Yes.
Commissioner McCarthy?
Yes.
Commissioner Krieger?
Yes.
2 yeas, 1 absent. The commission will resume regular session after the executive session.
Ryan, you're good with over there rather than May 6th? Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Commission entertain a motion to resume regular session.
Motion resume.
Motion by Commissioner Howe, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy. Roll call.
Commissioner Howe?
Yes.
Commissioner McCarthy?
Yes.
Commissioner Krieger?
Yes.
3 yeas.
Next on the agenda.
Commission wishes to make any change in the order of items?
Yes, I would like to take item number 4 next on the agenda.
Commission will now,
Motion by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Krieger, take it out of order. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
proceeding with second side of the agenda, we have the matter of continued from June 6, 2019, the review of the application by a corporation known as LP Auto Center, Inc., Celso Lopez, President, for a second-hand motor vehicles license Class 2 used car dealer for premises at 493 Princeton Boulevard.
Good evening, gentlemen. State your name for the record.
Celso Lopez.
Mr. Lopez, good evening.
Francisco Rosa for Celso Lopez and LP.
Good evening, Counselor. The floor is yours, sir.
Yes, so we are here again on a continued session for Mr. Celso Lopez's request to obtain used auto deal license. The matter was previously continued at the, by agreement or the city's request as a consequence of raising some issues with the property condition. Since that time, Mr. Lopez continues to operate the property as a repair shop, and he has cleaned up the property. He removed the tractor trailer, he removed the dump truck that was currently parked there. He's done the best he can in keeping up with the maintenance and upkeep. And the business is currently operating as a repair shop, which the principal things that it handles are mechanical repairs of tires, oil changes, brakes, which Mr. Lopez explained to me are usually one-day things where the vehicles are in and out. And then there are occasional things that take a little longer, like suspensions and tune-ups, which might take another day or two. Not because it couldn't get done quickly, but simply because they're in queue with other clients who've shown up, and they're given priority depending on how quickly the repairs can be done and depending on how quickly the clients need the vehicles as well.
So tell us, what have you done to clean up the place?
He removed some vehicles that were in the property that were not in use, and he was simply storing them there.
They're a one-bay garage, correct?
There is one big garage. He does have a small, almost a residential size garage in the rear.
Okay.
And the previous terms of the license that was granted to the previous owner specifically state that garage can only be used for storage, and he continues to use it just for storage. It's on the left side in the rear, just too big,
Okay.
but very small.
How many people does he have working for him?
He has 2 people working for
2
him.
people.
He
Okay.
has a mechanic, and he has an office administrator who takes care of orders.
Okay.
Now, there are contractors coming in and out because his business consists of him ordering parts, products. So he does have, delivery companies, the ones that are automobile parts, coming in and out, delivering things as he requests them.
I drove by today. I counted 13 cars in the lot. Explain that to me.
I can have him explain. So, dice que hay 13 carros.
Pregúntale mi carro,
Okay.
uno que uso para manejar yo para mi casa, uno que uso
Okay,
para...
so I'll translate it here. So
Yeah, sure,
he
that's
says
fine.
he has his main car. He also has a second vehicle that he uses for just commute.
Yeah?
para la troca que uso para...
He has the truck that he uses for towing.
Nope, I didn't see the truck.
En la muchacha.
He has the vehicle for the secretary or assistant,
Y mi driver.
and he has a vehicle for a second driver.
Okay, so 13 minus 4, that's 9 extra cars. Can you explain
¿Los 9
those?
otros carros?
Y los otros que yo le expliqué que ya están listos, que no los vino a traer porque no tienen dinero para pagar.
Okay, he's currently in possession of some vehicles for clients that have not yet picked them up, but the repairs were completed, and it's simply a matter of arranging with the clients to pick them up. So he says some have had delays in coming up with the money to pay for his services and picking up the cars. And,
Okay. On the left-hand side, near the residence, I saw 4 chairs with a charcoal grill
dice que
on the
es
next
4
to the
sillas de
fence
la
as well.
residencial
You explain
donde
that
hay
to
una parrilla.
Siempre traté de usarlas para mí, yo llevármelas para la casa.
Okay, he's had them for his use, but it's something that he can just remove from the property.
He did?
No se las ha quitado todavía,
No.
¿no?
As of
He hasn't
what?
removed them yet, sorry.
No, he hasn't. Okay. All right. Any further, Commissioners, any further questions for Counselor or Mr. Lopez? I know we have a couple of residents that would like to speak. Although this is not a public hearing, I think their testimony is worth listening to. But before we do that, if there's any questions from the board, more than happy to entertain.
I have a few questions.
Commissioner Howe?
Is there a garage in the back of the building?
There is a small garage at the rear left. The previous zoning decision indicates that the existing garage is to be used for storage only, so he does have it for storage.
Is there anyone that is renting the use of that garage?
¿Alguien está alquilando el garage este? No. I stopped by the property myself there today. He's actually using it for storage of wheels.
Wheels?
Yes. Está preguntando si alguien le renta. Y yo le dije que está usando para llantas. Wheels, replacement wheels for, tires. Tires, actually. I apologize. Wheel is the center, tire is the outside. So tires.
How many tires?
How many tires?
300.
No, el garage de atrás.
Como 300 ruedas, used tire.
He recently purchased about
250.
250, so they were distributed between the small garage in the back, and then the rest are stored on an upper storage area in the main building.
Does he have people delivering furniture and selling furniture on that property?
Pregunta si
No.
tiene gente entregando muebles y vendiendo muebles allí.
No. No.
Entregando y vendiendo.
No.
No, he's saying no.
Thank you. I'd like to hear from the neighbors.
Before that, has he ever had anybody deliver furniture to his
La
place?
pregunta es si alguien ha entregado muebles allí.
No. Tal vez un mueble. No.
Porque la pregunta es una con lo que la señora había mencionado de llegar a entregar cosas del contenedor que tenía.
No.
I mean, to his knowledge, he's saying that he doesn't have any deliveries or anything for furniture there.
No que yo sepa.
I'll ask him again because I know you only speak Spanish. Did you
Yeah.
understand my question?
Pregunta si le entiende la
Sí.
pregunta.
Pero no que yo
Has there
sepa.
been any time within the last 3 months that he has had any furniture, any other
Durante los últimos
objects
3 meses.
delivered to his place
Enviado
in a container?
que le entreguen
at his-
en un
at
contenedor
his place of business.
muebles o en un
Para
hotel.
mí o para las exportaciones.
Okay. Well, he's asking if it's for him or
Para mí no.
Well,
To
it would be for his business. It wouldn't be for his
Su negocio.
personal use.
Bueno,
That's where his place of business is.
Usted está hablando del contenedor.
No. Pero para mí no. Tal vez
So he previously allowed un señor, ¿verdad?
tal vez como
A gentleman to use the space to have a container delivered, but he was not responsible for anything that was being put into the container. He was simply allowing the gentleman to use it, but he has since, stopped with that arrangement because it was.
When did he feel he had the right to do that?
Pregunta cuando usted tenía el derecho de pensar que podía hacer eso.
no, es que yo nunca he rentado eso, nunca he ponido eso. Tal vez son cosas que llevan como para
No, se refiere a
herramientas.
permitir que pongan el contenedor allí.
A mí el señor me había dicho que él siempre lo hacía, nunca tuvo problemas.
Desde antes.
Ujú.
Okay.
Just to remind him.
Yes, no, he
his-
said that the previous
He has
owner
an
had.
auto repair business, correct?
Yeah, he said that the previous owner explained to him that he had previously allowed it and had never had an issue.
I'm asking him why he thought he
Yeah.
He
No,
did that.
pregunta por
That's
qué
my
usted piensa
question.
que usted tiene derecho de usted poder poner, que rentar que pongan el contenedor allí.
Bueno, son personas que yo conozco, esas personas yo las conozco
I
porque
guess my concern, Counselor, is 2 months ago, you came in front of this board, and with the testimony of residents who were quite concerned with the way things were handled by the business owner, it was this body voted that you would come back in 2
Yes,
months.
I understand that.
But in the last 2 months, and that's the reason why I asked you the question, because I have a feeling that the people that are going to speak are going to have a different story than what you have. So I wanted to make sure that your client understood exactly what I was saying. Because if there's testimony on the other end that can be corroborated, this will not
Van
be
a dar
a happy
testimonio
ending, as
diferente
they
de lo que
say.
usted está diciendo. y él simplemente quiere aclarar de que usted le entienda las preguntas a
No,
él
yo
sobre
te-
qué es lo que está sucediendo,
Ujú.
porque quiere asegurarse de que la decisión que ellos toman es basada en toda la información.
Yo estoy diciendo la verdad, yo estoy diciendo la verdad solamente.
Okay, so he's just explaining that he is saying the truth.
Okay, that's good. I appreciate
Okay.
that.
So, I mean, I just want to add that were the license to be granted, my client would be subject to the same restrictions and requirements that were in the previous license, which, you know, if I can just review this here, would be limited to the 5 licenses. It indicates that the vehicles are to be facing forward on the corner, that it can only be operated by the current owner, which he is, that he ensures that he's in compliance with all regulations with the city. And one of the things that I mentioned before that he does have a desire to do is pave the area where the cars would be, which would require city approval. And, you know, he does have desire to improve the area as he's allowed to do that. But he's explained to me that the decision to actually be able to move forward and spend on it
Yep.
is simply with the idea that he has the opportunity to conduct a business there.
No, that makes sense. I understand that. I appreciate that.
Okay,
All right, I appreciate your time. Anything else further, Counselor, at this point?
that's all
All
for
right.
now.
I know there's a couple of residents like to speak. I would ask that the board give them the opportunity, even though this is not a public hearing. Do the commissioners have any objection to that? Thank you very much. Anybody like to speak on this? Yes, sir. Just state your name for the record, sir.
Edward Caulfield, 589 Princeton Boulevard, Lowell. Mr. Chairman, members of the License Commission, police officer, and your attorney. On June 6th, I attended a meeting, and the commission, I think, was very frank. Told the gentleman, come back in 2 months, and if the property has been cleaned up, then we'll discuss the license to sell 5 cars. My neighbor, and the entire neighborhood, we don't have a problem with this man selling 5 cars. That's not an issue. The issue here is the disgraceful way, Mr. Celso, that you take care of your property. It's disgraceful. And the little garage in the back is nothing but a breeding ground for junk. Yes, they get rid of the tractor, but they moved this broken down pickup truck from here to there, and this broken down vehicle from there to there. It's a total disgrace. Middlesex Village is a quaint little neighborhood where everyone watches out for everybody, and we're pro-business. There are many businesses in that neighborhood. We don't have a fault with any one of them. This one we do. There's a business across the street that sells cars. It's neat and clean, and it's presentable. I take a lot of pride in my property. I take a lot of pride in this city. And I don't take any pride in this property that this man owns. And Mr. Chairman, on the sign of the building, LL Automotive and Used Car Sales. What does that mean? And if the gentleman says that the cargo ships that come from China quite frequently into this country, there's many things in those cargo boxes, TVs, etc. But there was one cargo box that was dropped off at that business. And for day and night, they unloaded that cargo box with furniture. And my neighbor has the pictures to prove it. They rented a U-Haul truck, unloaded the box, and delivered the furniture somewhere. That's not a used car business. That's not an automotive business. That's doing something right in front of your eyes, this whole commission. And I watched what no, we didn't do that. Well, we have pictures to prove it.
You have those photos, Mr. Caulfield?
We do have the photos. My neighbor Penny will present the photos. Would you like the photos?
Thank you.
Well, can I say something?
Go right ahead.
All right, I'm Penny Cartier for 71 Laureate Street. On those pictures, those were new pictures from the last meeting, you know what I mean? Once we had the last meeting, those are new pictures.
Can you explain these to us before we
I'd
take?
like to- Notice.
Let me ask you a few questions on the pictures.
Yep,
Did you take the pictures?
I did.
Approximately when did you take the pictures?
3 weeks after the last meeting.
3 weeks after the last meeting?
Yeah,
So that would be in July?
correct.
And what do the pictures depict?
They depict a couple of different shipping containers being dropped off, multiple objects being taken out, then another one they're put in, taken out, put in. There's a big smoker grill that was left outside for days. Then they come and they take the flatbed and they lift it up as high as they can get it to get it in the container. Then they have to get up there and push it all the way in. And it's just pictures of the guys, pictures of the container, pictures of the U-Haul, and everything that goes on over there that he says he has no control over.
And are those pictures a fair and accurate representation of what you saw on that date in July 2019?
Oh, yes.
Have you seen that activity before or after you took those
I seen it
pictures?
before the last meeting, and I told you about that then, too, because I'm wondering, there's also another party involved with the blue garage in the back. He drives a red truck, he comes, he goes, he brings stuff, he leaves stuff. There's just so much going on over there. Like I asked before, is it a repair station? Is it a used car lot? Is it a moving company? I don't know what else to ask you what it is, but it's not what it was when I bought my home in 2001.
Have you seen this activity or anything like it since you took those pictures?
No. No.
I'd like to have you show defense counsel those
Yes.
photos.
Counselor, would you like to take a look at those pictures? Why don't you take a few minutes to take a look at them before I
Sit down.
question you? You may have a seat, thank you. You have a chance to take a look at those, Counsel?
Yes, I did.
Good, can you just give us an explanation, please?
So, ¿qué explicación tiene para eso, diga?
¿Cómo?
Ella pregunta.
So I guess I'll ask the first question.
Eso fue como una semana después de la última corte y ya nunca más. Eso iban a pasar dos veces al año. Y no quiere, no le doy, pero si me dan la licencia.
Okay.
I guess I'll ask the
Yes,
first
so,
question.
I mean, he
I'll-
did grant permission to friends of his to use the space to,
Yeah, but I asked you earlier a question if in fact that was happening, and he profusely said no.
Porque habla de que si son muebles.
So what is it, yes or no?
Como comida que ellos mandan para ropa.
I did ask you directly, correct?
You asked
That-
about
If
furniture.
there was anything going on, any transfer, if any containers were being, and I asked you twice because I want to make sure that you were translating to him correctly.
Well, no,
And
I
and he
think-
said no.
I think you were asking about furniture, and I did ask him about furniture being.
I asked about a container.
Yes, I did say that he
All right,
did
and
allow
he's-
somebody to
and-
use the space to put a container there. I did admit that. I did say that.
Okay, explain the
He's
photos.
explaining to me that he had granted permission to somebody to use the space to use a container, and they
Now,
loaded.
why would he do that when he knew that he was under the microscope for the last 2 months and making sure everything, he had crossed his Ts, dotted his Is, and guess what?
Estaba ahí
He put a big container right in the neighborhood over there,
I know.
and now you're coming in front of this board and you're saying, well, we're not doing it anymore, but we did it for a week or two.
No, the
You know what, that's a
arrangements-
slap in the face
The
to this
arrangements-
commission.
No, the arrangements were already in place when we were here.
Those pictures were taken 3 weeks after our meeting on June 6th.
No me acuerdo bien. No me acuerdo.
Okay. He says he doesn't remember the date that actually occurred.
Of course he doesn't.
Photos are not dated. I'm,
You know what, truth is always the best thing.
I mean, we're not disputing that occurred. You have the photographs.
I asked you straight blank if it was happening, and you said no. It happened, and now you're coming in front of this board, give you 8 weeks to get everything all set,
Pero yo pensé que,
get everything addressed, and then now you're coming in front of me and you're telling me the opposite.
pero yo,
I'm taking it personal, to be quite frank, because I asked you straight out, and I apologize to my commissioners if I'm getting a little uptight.
yo pensé que él decía como muebles para vender, un yarcel. Eso yo me di cuenta. Como un yarcel, pensé yo.
I mean, he's just telling me that he thought you were referring to having furniture in the property, either being moved or being stored for sale.
But once again, Counselor, would you, after coming in front of this board 8 weeks ago, even venture to do something like that when you knew that people were watching? Would you?
Él solo pregunta si por qué estaba dispuesto en permitir que
It doesn't give me a warm and fuzzy feeling.
vigilando, observándolo porque usted está bajo supervisión para que le determinen si le van a calificar para la licencia o no, que simplemente no les da una buena impresión si usted no.
Yo le dije que no lo vuelvo a hacer. Y me quedó claro. Digo.
Yeah. He says that it's very clear that something like that will never happen.
Yeah, okay. Do you have anything further, Counselor?
¿Algo más?
No?
No, that's all.
Okay. Anything further from any of the commissioners? Any questions or comments? Commissioner McCarthy, anything? No. Okay. What's the wish of the board? Commissioner McCarthy, question?
Would it be possible for you and your client to meet with the neighbors and sit down and talk to them about their problems up there?
Está diciendo si usted tiene la posibilidad de reunirse con sus vecinos y hablar sobre los problemas que tiene.
Yo no tengo problema con nadie. Puede ser que sí. No tengo problema.
He says that he doesn't have any problems with any other neighbors, and he is willing to do what's necessary.
I think that's an excellent
To
point,
see if-
but comment by Commissioner McCarthy. I mean, we have 2 neighbors that have been living in that neighborhood for 40 years, you know? Mr. Caulfield's been there 50 years. 60 years? Wow, okay.
I mean, the only thing I can add is that Mr. Celso Lopez acquired the property in the condition that it was. He was not owner until December 31, 2018. So while it is in fact true that he has been the owner for the last few months, he in fact was not personally responsible for the condition in which it was delivered to him.
Don't go.
But he is responsible to clean it up now.
Of course, and he is, and he is, gonna do whatever the city
I went by
requires
there
of him.
last week, and I couldn't tell whether cars were registered or not registered, but there were a lot of cars there.
Simplemente está diciendo que hay varios carros ahí, algunos no necesariamente.
I think Commissioner McCarthy has an excellent compromise here. And then maybe come back in another month, because it still needs to be cleaned up. I, for one, would not be willing to grant a license in the condition that it is. I think if you sit down with the neighbors, and especially
Mr. Caulfield, and I apologize, Penny, your last name, I'm sorry. Gowdy, and they can sit down and say, listen, this needs to be cleaned up, that needs to be cleaned up, and I'd love to hear back from them saying, it's fine. If it's not, then we got another problem. And hopefully I don't see any containers being dropped off there the next month.
He says he agrees with that.
All right, so after this meeting, why don't you four join in the hallway?
Yep.
Set up appointment, and then let's meet back here in a month.
Yes, we'll do that.
That's a motion by Commissioner McCarthy. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Krieger. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you very much.
Entonces, bueno.
Mr. Caulfield?
Thank you.
I had a hard time getting down here tonight because they have a bad back. I don't know how many meetings I have attended over this particular business. June 6th, we'll give you 2 months to clean up the property. They didn't do nothing. And you're going to give them another month, and they're not going to do anything. I want to reiterate, I don't care if they sell 5 cars or 10 cars. That's not the issue. The issue is the disgraceful way they keep the property. Junk everywhere. Tanner Street, as we all know, is a junkyard. But when they close the gate at night, the place is dress right dress. It's clean. I can't say the same thing about this business. They don't care. They don't care about the neighborhood. They don't care about the people. They have no respect for people.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to have another meeting in a month and discuss if they should get a license to sell. That's not the issue.
Mr. Caulfield, let me reiterate, and please, with all due respect in what you've given this city, as the chairman of this board, we're here to grant a license for 5 used cars, and we're not going to do that unless the place is cleaned up. If the place has not been cleaned up, this should go to inspectional services. That's where the phone call should be made. We're doing our due diligence by not granting his license. Why? Because the place is not clean at this point. So, once again, with all due respect, sir, we're doing our part as a Lowell License Commission by not granting a license because it is not up to par of the land. In the interim, a call should be made to inspectional services by you, your neighbors, saying that this place is not clean. You know that as well as I do, sir.
It's a joke. If you want my honest opinion, it's a joke.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to comment, but I'm giving you, sitting in this chair,
Saying the
Mr.
other
Co-
joke, I'm saying inspectional services. And I might say this, a leopard does not change its spots. If they go out there with garden rakes and brooms and clean the place, and you give them the license, within 2 weeks, it'll be a junkyard again. And you have a difficult decision to make here. Difficult. Because I know you're pro-business, you want to see a business proceed and survive, but I don't see this business doing anything but detrimental to this neighborhood.
But you know as well as I do, sir, if we did grant them that license and the property did become a disgrace, we would then pull that license right away. But once again, there is a chain of command here, and we're doing our due diligence by not granting a license due to the way the facility looks right now. There's another branch of this government, as you just said, and I'm not going to comment, but they need to go down there and do their part as well.
Right.
So from the Lowell License Commission, I think we're doing what we're supposed to be doing at this point, Mr. Caulfield.
I just want to leave you with this, Mr. Chairman and the commission. If you served in the military, there's an old cliche, dress right dress. They don't know what that means. They don't know what it means. If just throw it here, throw it there, park it there, park it there. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Caulfield. Next on the agenda, please.
Commissioner will now proceed with the applications for a special one-day license to sell dispense small beverages and wines only, or either one. First, we have Wendy Bloom of LTC for a dinner in the park with LTC Thursday, September 12th, 2019, 6:30 PM to 9 PM at Carol Rock Park. In conjunction with her beer and wine license, she's also requesting an amplification permit for that very date and time for a jazz band. We also have Ellen Kazaza of Curitan 250 Jackson Street for Respect the Art Opening, Saturday, September 14, 2019, 6:30 PM to 8:30 PM. And we have
No,
members,
actually, Ryan, why don't we just take those two for one moment? Wendy, why don't you come on up? Is Ellen here? Hi, Ellen, come on up. Ladies, you just state your name for the record for me, please.
Wendy Blum.
Hi, Wendy, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
We're back on the air Tuesday, by the way.
Oh, very good.
Okay,
Yay.
good. Yay.
And I'm Ellen Kazada.
Hi, Ellen, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Okay. So we have dinner in the park. Wendy, you've held this license before, correct?
We had the same dinner last year.
That's right. Okay. Ellen, you've held this license before?
I have not. I'm opening a new contemporary art gallery.
Okay.
inside
Do you understand your responsibilities holding this license? Do you have any questions for this board?
No.
All right. Questions or comments for both of these young ladies?
Move approval.
Move for approval by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Howe. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Ladies, good luck with your events.
Thank you.
All right. I would ask the board that all of the MRP applications be taken as one. If we just have the people up here to state their name who are applying for the licenses. Commissioners have any issues with that?
No.
No? Thank you. Ryan, you're good with that?
you want me to read?
I don't even think so.
I'll just give the names of the individuals.
That'd be
that are
great. Thank you.
representing the Merrimack Repertory Theater for their 2019-2020 theatrical season. We have Peter Crew, Amanda Lee Villassis, we have Timothy Shells, Laura Fry, John David Henderson, and John Dyson here on his own behalf and in behalf of Cyrus. The season begins September the 11th, and it will conclude in May 2020, May 17th.
I am going to ask everybody just to state your name up there if you don't mind, all right?
Peter Crew.
Hi, Peter, how are you?
I'm Amanda Villassis.
That was tough, Amanda. I didn't know you were going to get that out there.
Tim Shields.
Hi, Tim, how are you?
Difficulty with it. I'm Laura Fry.
Hi, Laura, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
I'm John David Henderson.
Hi, John, how are you?
Thanks, good, how are you?
Very good.
Hi guys, John Dyson, and also
Hey, John, how you
representing
been?
Edgar. Very good.
That boy.
We've got one missing.
All right, so we have another fun-filled, packed year at the MRP?
Mr. Chairman,
MIT, I'm sorry. Jeez.
we have one missing.
We have one missing.
Edgar Cyrus.
I'm standing in.
Yes, I did get that from Secretary Winder today. All right, everyone has held these licenses before, I imagine, correct? Yep, good. I know you don't know your name, but all you have to do is nod. Okay, that's fine. All right, questions or comments from the board? Move for approval by Commissioner McCarthy, seconded by Commissioner Krieg. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Any opposed, motion carries. Have another great year, all right? Guys do a great job over there. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Proceeding with number 3 on our meeting agenda, we have application for special events permit for the amplification of sound, starting with Demetrius Sporos of the Center for Hope and Healing for the 5th Annual Family Festival and Wellness Fair with DJ for Sunday, August 25th, 2019, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Shed Park Pavilion, 453 Roger Street. Also, Peter Lally, president of the Lowell Management Group for the Lowell Irish Festival for Saturday, September 21st, 2019, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and I believe he's requesting an extension of those hours with music at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium Front Plaza.
State your name for the record, gentlemen.
Demetrius Boris.
How are you, Demetrius?
Peter Lally.
Peter, I saw you sleeping in the corner. That's why I yelled your name, all right?
I won't do that again.
All right, I appreciate that. Peter, you're looking to go from 6 to 8, right?
That's correct.
That's fine. Okay. Questions or comments from the board?
Pete, where are you gonna have it, in the front of the auditorium, Pete?
Yeah, there's going to be, plan is for 3 stages. The main stage indoors is going to be where we're going to have the main band, the Young Dubliners, at night inside the auditorium. We'd have a small stage, kind of like small acoustic acts on the back terrace by the Concord River, and one on the Morse Walkway out front. So those 3 locations, but 2 of them outside.
Something different, huh?
Yeah, we're trying a little different format for
It's a great
town
idea.
event, so.
I like it, yeah.
Give it a shot, see what happens.
Just remember your 4 o'clock mass at the Immaculate.
Yeah, yep. No, we're gonna stay, he's not kidding.
Father Sinella would not be happy. We don't want to upset Father.
I do.
That's fine. Questions or comments from the board? Move approval by Commissioner Howell, seconded by Commissioner Krieger. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, motion carries. Gentlemen, good luck with your events.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Number 5 on our meeting agenda is the application by B&H Beer and Wine, Inc., doing business as Jay's Beer and Wine, Bhumi Patel, President, Malt Beverage and Wine, only package store licensee for change of location from the premises currently at 168 Gorham Street to its next door neighbor, 166 Gorham Street, a retail floor space approximately 3,000 square feet. For public hearing ratification, August 22nd, 2019, and the applicant will have to notify the abutters.
Motion by Commissioner Howell, seconded by Commissioner Krieger. Set up a public hearing for August 22nd. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, motion carries. Motion by Commissioner Krieger to adjourn, seconded by Commissioner McCarthy. All in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Ladies and gentlemen, have a good evening.